Hey guys, today on People Now, Serena Williams responds to tennis legend Billie Jean King's comments about fighting for equality.
Meghan Markle and Beyoncé, so much American royalty in one room. We have details.
Scarlett Johansson tries to clear the air surrounding her remarks about casting.
Well, like he said too, all the time, a life of the party. You know what I'm saying?
Hitsville.
Nelly and Rida in our studio with details on their new tour.
Plus, JWoww's Croc Week is coming. Crocodile Wrangler Matt Wright is live with us.
It's all today on People Now. Let's go.
Hey, happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to People Now. Good to see you. How are you feeling?
Feeling great, refreshed after the weekend. You had a nice trip?
Weekend had a nice vacation, totally refreshed. Happy to be back, though. There's a lot to talk about. I don't know if you guys watched the Wimbledon finals this weekend. Novak Djokovic outlasted Roger Federer to win the whole thing on Sunday. They set a record for the longest Wimbledon singles match in history, 4 hours and 57 minutes.
That's crazy.
It really
Long
is.
time.
And people were glued. Kate Middleton couldn't contain her excitement during the epic match. Look at the many facial expressions here. She watched it all go down.
Very animated. So we want to know, which Kate are you today? Are you feeling more like Kate on the left, Kate in the center picture, or Kate on the right? Which is the Monday Kate? That's what I'm looking for.
I'm right in the middle. Just kind of glad to be
Just
here.
like
taking it
content.
in. Refreshed, content. We'll check in on those faces, those results in a bit, and we'll see how the Wimbledon winners are celebrating. For now, here's what you need to know and what's trending for today. Serena Williams may not be walking away with a Wimbledon win this year, but she is serving up some major girl power. In a post-match press conference on Saturday, Serena responded to fellow tennis star Billie Jean King's recent comments, saying that Serena should focus more on tennis and less on her fight for equality. Well, Serena's response, she said, quote, "The day I stop fighting for equality and for people that look like you and me will be the day I'm in my grave." That was during that press conference, referencing the room there. And soccer star and World Cup champ Megan Rapinoe used Serena for inspiration in a recent interview with NBC, saying, "I'm going to fight for equal pay every day for myself, for my team, and for every single person out there. Man, woman, immigrant, U.S. citizen, person of color, whatever it may be. Equal pay," as the great Serena Williams said, "till I'm in my grave." Now, Serena Williams has been an outspoken advocate against sexism, racism, and the gender pay gap, and she's faced a lot of criticism along the way. And you know Twitter had something to say about Serena's mic drop response in that press conference. Let's take a look. One user tweeting, "Dumb question, brilliant answer. My girl, even when she loses, she wins." I don't think it was a dumb question. I mean, another tennis star comments on it. You asked the question. But here's one more. A simple thank you, Serena. We should note that Billie Jean King has since amended her previous comments, saying that her advice was for Serena if her primary goal was to continue breaking tennis records. So she kind of tried to clear the air there. We'll see how they all move forward. But congrats to everybody involved in all those huge tennis matches that we all loved. All right, celebrities reacting to President Donald Trump, who is facing criticism after firing off a string of tweets Sunday morning to criticize progressive Democratic congresswomen. In those tweets, Trump in part urged them to go back to the, quote, crime-infested places from which they came. Trump did not explicitly name any of the congresswomen, but as CNN notes, a group of Democratic women of color spoke out last week against the conditions of border detention facilities. These included New York's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Rashida Tlaib of Michigan, Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, and Ayanna Pressley of Massachusetts. Now, the president's tweets also spoke broadly of the corrupt and inept governments of the countries from which he falsely claimed these women came. In one of the tweets, Trump writes in part, "Why don't they go back and help fix the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came, then come back and show us how?" Ocasio-Cortez was born in New York, just like Trump, while Tlaib was born in Detroit and Pressley in Cincinnati. Omar, meanwhile, was born in Somalia but became a U.S. citizen in the year 2000. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi, who had also been criticized for comments made about some of her fellow congresswomen, was unamused at having been brought into Trump's firestorm and defended the women on Twitter, writing, "I reject Donald Trump's xenophobic comments meant to divide our nation. Rather than attack members of Congress, he should work with us for a humane immigration policy that reflects American values. Stop the raids." She ended the post with hashtag families belong together. Now, meanwhile, the congresswomen doubled down in their commitment to the country they consider theirs, the United States, with Ocasio-Cortez writing in part, "You are angry because you can't conceive of an America that includes us. You rely on a frightened America for your plunder." Celebrities chiming in as well. Queer Eye star Karamo Brown tweeting, "Our racist in chief just told 4 American congresswomen go back to their countries. Immigrants and their children are the heart of our country. I'm proud to be made by immigrants." Meanwhile, director Ava DuVernay saluted the women on Twitter, telling them to, quote, "Stay pushing, stay shining, stay working, stay a pain in the bleep of the racist in chief." Morgan Freeman, on the other hand, just kind of keeping it simple. He wrote, quote, "Trump is a racist 10 times in one tweet." So there you go. Teen Mom 2 star Jenelle Evans and her husband, David Eason, are welcoming 2 new puppies to their family, everybody, though it's still unclear what happened to their last pets. On Sunday, Eason revealed their 2 new Anatolian Shepherds on YouTube, explaining that he had gotten the dogs to help protect the animals at their North Carolina home. Now, in the YouTube video description, he wrote, quote, "Recently, we had to find a better way of protecting our chickens and livestock. We have hawks and crows always eating the heads off our chickens, and plastic owls are not doing the trick." So they upped the game. Apparently, their other dog, Jax, wasn't up for the task, with Eason revealing that Jax previously killed and maimed one of their pigs that was around 80 pounds. The 2 new dogs are named Buddy and Junior. It seems Eason loving the new additions. He calls them the most unique types of dogs he's ever seen, and that they are a livestock guardian breed and do not mind eating and sleeping with all the other animals. That was his quote. Now, here's why we're talking about the new dogs. This is all coming after Evans filed an animal cruelty report back in May, claiming her husband shot and killed their French bulldog Nugget after the dog bit their 2-year-old daughter. However, police were unable to yield any physical evidence to back up those claims, meaning charges against Eason were never filed. Police have alleged that Evans fabricated the story for publicity, though she denies those claims. Now, on Friday, Evans told The Hollywood Gossip that she felt attacked and exploited. She said this, "I never made a report against David in the first place. The cops called me and left me a voicemail asking me to call them back about the dog incident. I told them, yes, what you heard is true about my dog. This isn't a publicity stunt, and I'm not sure where my dog is or what happened to my dog, but you would have to call David and ask. I was inside my house with my kids when David went outside with the dog." That was her statement. Now, Evans spoke to TMZ Live that same day, saying she believes that Eason shot the dog, but she never told police that. She also said she still hasn't even asked her husband about it to this day. Now, amid that drama, Evans lost custody of her 2 children, their 9-year-old and their 5-year-old, both from previous relationships. The couple regained custody earlier this month, though Evans' mother maintains custody of Jace. Meanwhile, MTV fired Eason from Teen Mom 2 last year over alleged homophobic tweets, while Evans was fired in light of the whole dog incident. Now you're up to speed. All right, Dove Cameron is continuing to pay tribute to her late Descendants co-star and friend Cameron Boyce. On Sunday, Cameron shared a series of black and white photos of the 2 hugging each other and laughing. The Instagram post comes over a week after Boyce's sudden death at the age of 20. The Liv and Maddie star did not caption the video, but did receive support from her followers in the comments, as she did when she first broke her silence after Boyce's death in a 6-part Instagram video last Tuesday. Let's take a quick look at that.
Cameron was one of my favorite people alive in the world. Though I know that's not unique to me. Cameron was magic, an earth angel. Over the last 6 years, since he was only 14, Cameron talked me down from countless ledges, talked me through eating disorders, helped me out of a dark relationship and through endless breakdowns. I can't count on my hands the number of times we ruined something because we couldn't stop making each other laugh.
In that emotional video, Dove Cameron struggled to get through a handwritten note as she tearfully paid tribute to the late Disney Channel actor. The actress explained that it had taken her 3 days to speak out about Boyce's sudden passing, in part because she had trouble coming to terms with her feelings and emotions surrounding the whole thing. But after going to therapy, she said she felt ready to open up about the loss of her friend. News of Boyce's death was confirmed by the actor's family on the night of July 6th. Following an autopsy, Boyce's family confirmed that he passed away in his sleep due to a seizure, which was a result of an ongoing medical condition, epilepsy. On Thursday, Disney Channel announced that the upcoming red carpet premiere of Descendants 3 would be canceled in the wake of Boyce's death. Boyce played Carlos in the film series. Instead, Disney planned to make a donation to the Thirst Project, an organization close to Boyce's heart, and plan to dedicate the telecast of Descendants 3 to Boyce's memory when it premieres on August 2nd. Obviously, a lot of people really affected by that.
Very heartbreaking story.
And brave of her to be able to speak out, and nice that she was able to take the time she needed and then, address the fans during all this. So you have more for us in Star Treks.
I do. We are kicking off Star Treks today with a celebratory dinner fit for 2 champions. Wimbledon winners Novak Djokovic and Simona Halep attended the annual Champions Dinner on Sunday night in London. Now, earlier that day, Novak Djokovic became the 2019 Wimbledon Gentlemen's Singles Champion, winning his 16th Grand Slam title and defeating number 2 seed Roger Federer after 5 epic sets on center court. It was a nail-biter that lasted nearly 5 hours, and it was the first time a singles match came down to a 5th set tiebreaker in a Wimbledon final. So very, very exciting. Meanwhile, Halep defeated Serena Williams in the women's final on Saturday, taking home home her first Wimbledon win and only her second Grand Slam win. Halep admitted she was feeling a bit stressed at the dinner ahead of the traditional singles winners dance, but added, "I'm going to be fine and I will enjoy the night." I'm sure that would be very stressful because you're about to have a huge day the next day. We're sure both of them enjoyed their night, but they actually bucked tradition, did not share that dance. But hey, they're Wimbledon winners. They can do whatever they want in our books. Congratulations to them. All right, it's our question of the day. We'll be checking in on which Kate face matches your Monday feels in a little bit. We can't get enough of this. I love how expressive she was. Kate Middleton couldn't contain her excitement during Sunday's epic Wimbledon men's final. The royal mom of 3 returned to the tennis tournament for the 3rd time with her husband, Prince William, to watch Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic battle it out. Kate wore a light blue Amelia Wickstead dress as she and William watched the match from the royal box. So during the intense final, which holds the record for the longest Wimbledon singles match in history, Kate was spotted reacting to many moments throughout the match. So there was excitement, looking very happy here. There was also shock. What's gonna happen? There was agony. Jeremy, this does look very...
Oh my goodness,
yeah.
we don't know what's gonna happen.
There was even fear. You guys gotta close your eyes.
Look.
I love seeing this side of her though. You know, because sometimes you see her, she's very proper, but here there's just a range of emotion.
On the scale of royal reactions, this shows you how intense
Yes,
it was, right?
it was a nail-biter of a match, but in the end, Djokovic took home his 16th Grand Slam title, beating Federer after 5 sets.
I'm the middle one right there.
Yeah, that's a good one. At the end of the match, Kate presented the trophy to Djokovic, her first time doing so. Can't think of anyone better for that honor. She was clearly very invested in the match. Now, prior to the men's final, Kate viewed the ladies' final alongside Meghan Markle on Saturday. The two watched Meghan's good friend Serena Williams lose to Simona Halep, but sharing smiles and laughs during the match. All right, it was a roaring good time on Sunday evening at the European premiere of The Lion King. Queen Bee meets the Duchess of Sussex, and everyone was talking about this online. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry hugged and shared a conversation with Beyoncé and Jay-Z on the star-studded red carpet. Now, Beyoncé voices Nala in the new live-action revamp of the beloved 1994 Disney classic. She looks stunning in a gold-pleated gown with a thigh-high slit. Meanwhile, Meghan looked elegant in a classic little black dress with sheer sleeves. Now, the royal couple also chatted with other members of the cast like Keegan-Michael Key, Seth Rogen, and Billie Eichner. While Meghan has walked plenty of red carpets as an actress, Sunday marked her first film premiere as a royal. She and Harry left 2-month-old Archie at home for the event, where they also had the chance to chat with reps from organizations doing groundbreaking work for conservation and the environment. But all eyes were on that red carpet meeting between Beyoncé and Meghan. I watched the video and I was trying to figure out what exactly they were saying.
You can read the lips?
Yes, the couple actually already has ties to Meghan thanks to their 2019 Brit Awards acceptance speech. The power couple accepted the award for Best International Group via video message, where they posed in front of a regal portrait of Meghan wearing a sparkling crown and pearl necklaces. And Sunday's meeting isn't B&J's first brush with royalty. They met Kate Middleton and Prince William during a Brooklyn Nets game at the Barclays Center. That was during the royal couple's 2014 visit to New York. All right, guys, time to save the date. YouTube stars Tana Mongeau and Jake Paul revealed their fast-approaching wedding date to a crowd at VidCon on Saturday. In a video shared by another YouTuber, Tana was on a panel for a Q&A session when Jake appeared to surprise her on stage. Tana even told the crowd she was speechless at the time. Then Jake told her he had a surprise for her. As it turns out, Jake had written his fiancée a loving but explicit poem where he revealed that they plan to tie the knot on July 28th. So that's less than 2 weeks away, so it's coming up. The poem began with Jake remembering the day they first met, suggesting something intimate happened between them. Jake then dove into their relationship, saying in part, 2 years later, we turned into Jana. No more broads in Atlanta. No more girls caught on camera. I'm loyal to you and all the spray Tanas. It goes on, okay? Welcome to the Paul family. We welcome you with love. From the moment I met you, we fit like a glove. She's the yin to my yang. Dear Daily Mail, stop hating on the rang. From Calabasas to Vegas to getting blacked out. It's about all the moments and not just the clout.
Should I have been beatboxing?
Wow,
that whole time?
Jeremy,
'Cause
you should have. Did you write a letter like that to your wife?
Not exactly like that. But, I mean,
it's
hard to be that romantic.
It's creative. In the poem, Jake called out his brother Logan and Tana's ex, Bella Thorne, for not supporting the couple's whirlwind romance. Now, Thorne revealed on Instagram that she cried when she found out about the engagement. The YouTuber stars got engaged on Tana's 21st birthday back on June 23rd of this year. Neither officially confirmed to fans that they were dating before the engagement, but we're very happy to them. A lot more poems in their future. And those are your Star Treks for today.
I like the line, all the spray Tanas.
Yeah.
Kind of had a...
You like that one?
Stay with us, guys. Nelly and Rida are teasing their hot summer tour and talking dream collaborations. You will not guess who Rida actually wants to work with next. Plus, Nat Geo Wild's Matt Wright will be here live. He is busting our biggest misconceptions about crocodiles and so much more. You might be surprised.
All right, inspired by Kate Middleton's many facial expressions at Sunday's Wimbledon men's final, we want to know which Kate are you today? Let's take a look at what you're voting. Center.
Center, yeah.
Okay, I was thinking there's going to be more of the left because
Can't look.
It's Monday and
Oh, can't look
Monday's
at
going
Monday.
to be a little tragic.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of a mild Monday. It just kind of...
All right.
Are we swaying the vote more by doing those incredible impersonations? Keep voting, but we're going to move on to this for now.
So it was family first for JWoww's daughter Milani's 5th birthday party. Jenny Farley and her ex Roger Matthews put their differences aside and were both on hand for the weekend celebration.
And they were joined by Jenny's new boyfriend, professional wrestler Zach Clayton Carpinello, for the big day. In a video Jenny shared to Instagram on Saturday, Roger is sitting at a table with their 3-year-old son Grayson, snoozing on his lap, and Milani in another chair.
Then Jenny comes out of the house carrying a mermaid-themed cake, begins singing happy birthday. Then her new boyfriend Zach exits behind her, walks toward the table. He hands JWoww a lighter to light the candle on the cake, as you do at birthday parties.
And then I'll bet someone blew it out. Both Jenny and Roger posted tributes on Instagram celebrating their oldest child. It's super sweet. And I'll tell you, honestly, I'm not surprised about the mermaid theme. My girls are all in on the mermaid stuff these days. So it's a great, that's probably what my next party will be too. They're inspiring me.
I love that they put their differences aside for this, though.
They put what?
Because they've had a lot of drama.
Right, yeah.
Jenny and her ex. So Jenny and Zach have been dating since at least April, but he's been a friend of the family since long before that. Grayson already has a hilarious nickname for the wrestler as of late May. He calls him Baby. And we had JWoww in studio. Seems like she's very happy with Zach. Seems like the Jersey Shore cast approves of him as well.
Yeah, which is important, right?
Yes.
That's the team you want to be on your side.
Too.
Yeah. Milani's birthday took place just 2 days after Jersey Shore Family Vacation Season 3's premiere episode, where Jenny opened up about her estranged husband's initial reaction to their son Grayson's autism diagnosis. She said this during the episode, quote, "I took the initiative towards getting him help. That was a huge argument between Roger and I. He was like, he's fine, he's fine, he's fine." So I guess he was reluctant to kind of accept the reality there.
Yeah, I mean, she's been through a lot, he's been through a lot, and I'm really happy that, like, for their daughter and for their kids, they can kind of be cordial, especially for birthday parties and stuff.
Yeah, and those big events bring people together. You're able to put aside your differences, at least for, a couple hours for the kid.
Yeah, and happy birthday to Milani. All right, moving on to this. Scarlett Johansson says comments she made about being able to play any type of character amid a trend of political correctness have been taken out of context. She told As If magazine that she believes as an actor, she should be, quote, allowed to play any person or any tree or any animal because that is my job and the requirements of my job.
So this all comes a year after she stepped down from a role as a transgender man in the movie Rub and Tug. Critics called for the character to be played by a trans actor. In a statement to People from her rep, Johansson said that while she stands by what she told As If, she claims her quotes were edited for clickbait and widely taken out of context by outlets who reported on that interview.
In a statement, she added, quote, "The question I was answering was about the confrontation between political correctness and art. I personally feel that in an ideal world, any actor should be able to play anybody, and art in all forms should be immune to political correctness." That was her quote.
It's a tough spot that she's in, and kind of like as we're evolving, right, as a culture and having more inclusiveness and more diversity, it's obviously important to draw attention to these things. It's interesting to me that she's become sort of the focal point for a lot of
Yes, because now people are actually calling those things out, but in the past, maybe that didn't happen as much, or it wasn't as loud and in the forefront.
It's a tough line, though, when you look back at all the roles played in the past. You think of Tom Hanks in like Philadelphia and things like that. Powerful movies, powerful roles, and now as we move forward, there's obviously more of a sensibility. It's going to change casting for good, for sure. So in that interview with As If, she had this to say, Scarlett Johansson had this to say about political correctness, quote, "I feel like it's a trend in my business and it needs to happen for various social reasons, yet there are times it does get uncomfortable when it affects the art because I feel art should be free of restrictions."
I definitely see what she's saying. However, there aren't a lot of roles for the people who she's taking the roles from. So in May, GLAAD released a report that found not a single one of the 110 films released in 2018 featuring a transgender character. So not one. TV was a little better. You have shows like Pose and Supergirl, but there aren't just a lot of roles being written for transgender people. And if someone like Scarlett Johansson is taking those roles, obviously there's going to be a backlash, and it's very frustrating for those actors.
So we'll see how all that continues to play out. We'll keep you posted on it on People.com.
All right, Kelly Clarkson had some advice for Taylor Swift this weekend in the wake of all that Scooter Braun drama. She thinks Tay-Tay should head back to the studio and re-record all of her old songs.
Kelly tagged Taylor on Twitter, writing, "Just a thought, you should go in and re-record all the songs that you don't own on the masters on, exactly how you did them, put brand new art, some kind of incentive so fans will no longer buy the old versions." The American Idol alum added that she'd be the first to purchase the songs just to prove a point.
Wow.
Is this a good idea?
I mean, I'm wondering if it would work. Would people really stop buying the old versions? I think Taylor's fan base now would do that to also prove a point.
Exactly. This story has gotten so much steam. Her fans are really aware of it. And honestly, the amount of fans that she currently has, if they all went out and bought a re-released, re-recorded version, like the sales on that would be huge compared to the old ones.
The Swifties
Anyway,
getting at it.
yeah.
Backstory on The Feud, though. Scooter Braun, who manages stars like Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber, closed a $300 million deal with Taylor's former label, Big Machine. So as a result, he gained control of her music catalog. And her lawyer previously told People that she was never given the opportunity to buy all her masters outright with a check.
This is all business dealings that typically happen behind the scenes. Her only option was reportedly to sign a deal that would bind her to Big Machine or its new owner for another 10 years in order to buy her masters or the label. Taylor made headlines when she shared her disgust in a lengthy Tumblr post in which she also accused Braun of manipulative bullying over the years. She also shared that the music manager having control of her music was her worst case scenario, as she put it. Taylor's newest album, Lover, hits stores on August 23rd. Probably important to note, this controversy is not gonna hurt the sales of her new music as well, right? So good timing in that way too.
All of our music dreams are coming true.
Woo!
Nelly, TLC, and Rida are hitting the road together for an upcoming North American tour, which kicks off July 23rd. Now, Nelly and Rida stopped by the studio to tell us exactly what fans can expect.
A whole lot of hits.
Whole lot of
Yeah.
hits.
And, you know, like he said too, all the time, the life of the party. You know what I'm saying?
Hitsville.
Hitsville.
No, I do feel like that. Like we've been listening to your music, and it's like every single song, everybody in the whole room lights up. I feel like the concert's just going to be a huge party. Like people need to show up and be ready.
Definitely the goal. Definitely the goal. Definitely the intent. The idea when, you know, we all decided to come together was basically try to give everybody exactly what they've been giving us. There's love and their support. I think we definitely do a good mixture of things that we have upcoming, things that probably in the present, and definitely a lot of the older hits.
All right, now back in 2004, Nelly collaborated with country singer Tim McGraw. You remember that? Great song. Of course, we had to find out how he feels about what has basically become the song of 2019, Lil Nas X's country rap record, Old Town Road. Nelly, I mean, this Old Town Road, Lil Nas X and Billy Ray, it takes us back to that Tim McGraw crossover that you did over and over. First of all, what do you think of that Lil Nas X song? And it's kind of interesting to me as a fan, I just look at it and think of you as kind of paving the way for that type of crossover to happen.
Well, I think first of all, you know, I congratulate anybody that has any type of success in this business. So, you know, I'm never the one to be like, yo, that song shouldn't be a hit, because, you know, if you have fans, if you touch people in a manner to where they feel they want to support you, I think it's awesome. I think the way that they kind of tried to take him off of a certain genre of music, I think that was BS.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously for him to even make it onto country charts, first of all, you have to be requested. The only way you get requested is by people who are listening to that radio station calling in saying, boom, you know, saying you're not getting hip hop artists calling into a country station.
Right, saying play the song.
Saying play this song. You know what I mean? Like that's not what's happening.
Yeah.
You're getting country fans calling in on country
Liking the
radio
music, right.
requesting the song. So in order for his song to move up, it had to be getting requested by those fans.
Right.
So I think in that respect, it makes that song relevant in that space. And you know, I send nothing but love and respect out to the homie, you know, and I know he's recently came full circle with who he wants to be in life and who he is, and I send out blessings to him for that, and I compliment him on his courage.
Did you have that kind of, or feel that kind of pushback when that Tim McGraw, that song you did with Tim McGraw was huge in terms of country radio and all that?
I wouldn't know. See, the thing about social media is that you know everything now.
Yeah.
You find out what everybody's thinking. There's no secret. You know, back then, even if it was a little pushback, I might not have knew it at the time. But for some reason, we still made it to the top of the country. We still made it to the top of the country charts. One thing that I feel greatly blessed about is that when I did do it, it wasn't in a sense of me trying to force myself into country music, but one that I was a Tim McGraw fan. I just wanted to do a record with him. You know what I mean? And I wanted to find a common ground, a common record that I felt like it wouldn't be a reach for him and it wouldn't be a reach for me. Because if you listen to it, yeah, but it's not really a country record. It's really a pop record with a country artist on it.
Yeah, right.
And it just happened to make it into that genre.
I love that song so much because I'm also a huge Tim McGraw fan.
Yeah,
so it's like perfect
And then he married
crossover.
Faith.
Yeah, I know.
They got better and better.
Must gotta get props. Faith bad, bro.
Yeah.
All right, if you did a country crossover, who would it be with? And if you had the dream, like could choose anyone.
Oh man, you know, Nelly got a chance to work with Florida Georgia Line, and I got a chance to work with them as well. You know, just going and doing a show because we did like a mashup.
Right.
But to actually do a record with them, those guys are so cool, man.
Yeah.
Super cool. I wouldn't mind doing a record with them.
Yeah.
They the dopest.
And since they're two big names in the music industry, we had to ask for their thoughts on Taylor Swift's fight for ownership over her music. Here's what they had to say.
And you guys have been in the industry now, you know what it's like. One of the things we're hearing a lot of headlines about right now happens to be this Taylor Swift thing. She's trying to like get ownership of her older records, and she's really going to bat for that. She's been talking about it on social media. As artists, do you understand why another artist would kind of go after their own records from the past and want to have full ownership of that?
I mean, because a lot of times, you know, you get to a level where you want to do things the way you want to do it, where you think is fortunate for you, for the way you're moving, you know, versus how you used to move back then. You know, it's a different way to move. You might have family and different things that it's just not on the timing of, you know, how someone who has your publishing, you know, moves.
Definitely.
Yeah,
And your music is your life, man. It's your art. It's your heart. It's your sweat. It's your blood. It's your tears. You stand up. You alienate different things. You know, I went through a point to where I spent so much time in the studio that, you know, it was affecting my relationship with my kids in the sense of, you know, Daddy, why you spending so much time there? But that was when they were really, really young. You know, now they get older, they see because now one of them wants to sing, and now it's like, oh, why are you spending so much time in the studio? You're leaving your daddy out there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, you know, okay. But I, you know, when they're younger, that's harder to see. But my point is, you know, you put so much blood, so much sweat and tears into it, you just want a fair shake when it comes to being able to claim what's yours.
When was the age where they kind of realized their dad was a big deal? Did it take a while?
I don't know, but it didn't happen right away because as much as I was able to do early in my career, like to my daughter, I really didn't get the props until I took her to the Scream tour and she met Bow Wow.
Okay. It's all about the connections.
Well, when I took her backstage, you know what I mean? Like, well, we going backstage? Like, yeah, your daddy got pulled. You know what I mean? She was like, we meeting Bow Wow? You do know I outsold Bow Wow.
Yeah, right.
You do know that.
Like at some point, it's like, wait, Bow Wow?
Just like, Daddy, no, he's not Bow Wow. I was like, this little cat, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it was a great feeling. It was nothing like the great feeling, and just to see her eyes light up when she met him, and I know Bow gonna kill me because, you know what I'm saying, I tell that story, but it's one of those situations where, you know, I felt great as a father being able to do that for my little girl because, you know, if I would have been able to meet Batman at like 10, I would have thought my mom was like the dopest. You know what I mean? Like, Mom, you know, Batman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, next level.
Really?
So funny. Nelly might just be a cool dad. I would think so.
Absolutely. And guys, if you're looking to party with Nelly, TLC, and Flo Rida, who isn't, you can head to www.livenation.com for more info on their summer tour.
It's dangerous work. But danger
Something in there.
comes with the territory.
Ready, gone, he's away. Woo, made it. We're gonna go in there, catch him, and get him out. Thank you, Jeffrey. That's it. Come on. Still a bit lively, eh?
Wow, those are some big Crocs. No big deal. And Matt Wright's job is keeping them and people out of harm's way.
Yeah, he's here in his series Monster Croc Wrangler premieres on Nat Geo Wild in August as part of Croc Week. I love that this is a thing. Thank you for joining us.
Jeremy, Andrea, thank you for
Do you
having
have
me.
any fear at all?
You got to have fear to work with these animals, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Very true.
Fear, respect, all of that.
Yeah.
For me, I'm picturing, I've seen alligators in the wild. I guess Crocs, we'll talk about the difference later, but that they're just kind of brooding. And I would imagine jumping in the water, to me, I'm in my head nervous the whole time that at any moment it's going to snap and strike. Look at this. Just like tempting it.
Oh, this one,
What's it like being in the water?
That's Bone Cruncher. So I've known Bone Cruncher for many years. When I first met him, he had all his teeth, he had his both jaws, and over a period of time, he's got in trouble. He's got his bottom jaw torn off. And
with a name like that, he seems really friendly.
But,
Bone Cruncher. Why wouldn't you put your hand right up to his mouth?
Yeah. So I look after him now, and he stays in the shallows. He doesn't go in the deep water where the big crocs go and chew him up. And
He's friendly.
Within reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep him well fed before that moment,
but
right? I would imagine.
In seeing that and doing that, like, you don't advertise going swimming with saltwater crocodiles in Australia. Like, that's just no go. No.
Yeah. Now, being up and close to these animals and also, wrangling crocs, not your everyday hobby. How did you first get into this?
As a kid. I dealt with some of the deadliest snakes in the world growing up, and bringing them home at 6 years old. Mum was having a heart attack. I let 3 go in the house one time. It took me about 2, 3, 4 weeks to get the last one back in an enclosure.
Wait, did your family stay in that house while they were there?
Yeah. My stepfather was actually sitting on the toilet when it came around the corner and was coming in, and he was screaming out that he couldn't get out of the toilet and the snake was coming in.
Everything about that's like worst nightmare.
So I got told off pretty good that day.
Yeah, so it started young with some of this wild stuff.
Did.
When did you feel the most in danger when encountering a crocodile? Like, what was the experience?
Oh, this last season we had some pretty close calls, but there was one particular point there where I was in the water and I thought the croc was over there. He's actually sort of sitting by my foot, and this is, you're looking at about a 15-foot crocodile, and you get hit by one of them, you're going to lose a limb.
Significant.
Yeah, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So I was poking around, and he luckily grabbed the stick there and snapped the stick right next to my.
Very close call.
Yeah, I want to make the point though is you're helping save these crocodiles, or these are problem crocodiles that are maybe people are in danger if they're near them. So there's a reason you're doing all of it. But if you in real life are facing a crocodile, just like Jeremy and I are out there, what is the best way to escape a crocodile?
Just don't be in the same waterway as a crocodile or an alligator. It's they're pretty unforgiving. You do your research, you just don't go swimming where there's going to be deadly animals. What
are the biggest misconceptions, or maybe something that people would be most surprised to know about crocodiles?
Misconception?
Yeah.
Probably the amount of land that they can cover, and that everyone sees them in the water and they attack from the water, but at night time they go roaming. They'll go up to your rubbish tip, they'll go anywhere to get a feed, or even if your tent's too close to the water. So a lot of it's education on tourists and that to stay well away from the water's edge, because they do travel.
Yeah, and you were kind of saying before, they won't go out of their way to attack you. It's more if they're provoked, right?
That's correct. It's they're more so scavengers. So they'll go around, they'll smell, get a sniff of food, and then they'll go in and look for it.
I guess maybe you're in trouble if they're in scavenge mode.
Yeah.
A little bit hungry, and then you lay in your tent.
If you're in deep water and you see a lot of dogs get eaten, or wildlife get eaten, when that animal's sort of just on top of the water, and it could be a human as well, just floating along the top of the water, that's when the crocodiles will get quite curious and they'll come in for a look. And as they come in, they'll this doesn't look too big, I'll have a crack at it. And when they have a crack, that's when you're in trouble.
So don't float just in an area where there might be crocodiles.
No, just don't go bobbing around.
Frantically leave the water, I think
I was planning on doing that, but now
take the floaties off and just...
floaties off the arms, let's get out of here.
Head in. So.
You're involved in some conservation efforts. Can you tell us a little bit about these?
Yeah, so with the saltwater crocs, we've pretty much brought the population back from 4,000 up to about 140,000 over probably 30, 40 years through the programs that we've been running.
Wow.
And now, there's the public are saying there's too many crocs in populated areas. So we go out there and we try and keep the balance where crocodiles are endangering humans, and if the crocodiles stay there, humans are going to shoot them. So we just try and educate people, stay out of the water, let the crocs have their little patch of land, waterway, and leave them be. And then rhinos in Africa. So we've been doing a lot with rhinos over in Africa. And Kevin Peterson, Graham Smith are cricketers. We've shot a couple of shows over there. Heavily involved with that now. And
that's incredible.
Yeah, it's really
So you've worked with them. You've also worked with sharks, because why wouldn't you? The epic question that we all had: who would win in a battle between a great white and a crocodile?
Well,
what's your analysis here?
I've seen quite a few crocs.
Yeah.
Chewing a lot of sharks up in the
yeah?
Yeah. So crocs will sort of bank up a creek and the sharks will come out. They'll grab them. But it's not a great white. It's
a smaller shark.
It's a smaller shark. But hey, the crocs do have the upper hand.
For the sake of us, we're saying the croc will win.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's impressive.
And I'm sure that people ask you this all the time, but what is the difference between an alligator and a crocodile?
Alligator and crocodile. Saltwater crocodile in Australia is probably a lot more aggressive and quite larger to the American alligator. Alligators are quite placid more gentle sort of reptile, whereas a saltwater crocodile becomes quite fierce and aggressive in defending their nests or hunting or tearing apart, or even with each other. They'll tear each other's limbs off, noses off, so that they get quite aggressive. So
wow.
That's wild.
Yeah.
You were talking about respecting the animals, having a healthy fear of the animals. I'm sure that you, given your work, you probably have some crocodile selfies. But aside from people like you, generally speaking, people need to stay away from. We get these stories, people at zoos, different places, getting close to animals for a selfie, and then they get attacked. That has to do with the public just having no respect, right?
Correct.
That should be something that people are aware of.
Yeah, you know, I've worked with wildlife my whole life, and you earn that respect, and you work wildlife out. You don't push them to the limit where they're going to attack, and you see a lot of people get in a lot of trouble in areas where they shouldn't be, and unfortunately, the animal gets the raw end of the deal, where they usually get put down or shot.
Right.
Yeah. Your show premieres during Croc Week in August, but not the only exciting event that you have coming up in August. You're also going to be having a baby.
Yes.
We saw a clip on the show getting the nursery ready and everything. You put a snake in the crib.
Hey.
So what is your wife think of
We're off to a
that?
great start here.
Kaya tried to get the snakes out of the house, and I'm like, no. But she did wake up with one in the bed one night, so she's really not wanting the snakes left in the house. And now we're having a baby, a little baby boy. Yeah, she's definitely pushing hard for the snakes to get.
I mean, that shouldn't be a hard sell, right?
Yeah.
Let's have a separate little side house or some little area that you keep the dangerous.
The big snakes.
Like we got. Yeah, look at these snakes.
That's.
Oh, there we go. Just.
I was just playing a prank. I just set the baby room up, and.
But here's a question for you, for real. I mean, when you have a kid, it can change your sensibilities, right? Like you become more protective, maybe a little more of a, I don't know, like protecting the kid, protecting your family. Has it changed your sensibility at all? The fact that you're going to be a dad?
No.
Well, what's your wife make of you having such a dangerous job?
She respects it. Like she knows it. We met.
Right.
I think she has more fear of me flying helicopters and something mechanical can go wrong in a helicopter. Me working with wildlife, she understands that I've got a pretty good understanding on how to work with wildlife. I've done it my whole life.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Would you want your child to follow in your footsteps and wrangle crocodiles, or maybe want them to find a different profession? I don't know.
It's going to be his choice.
Yeah.
He's going to be immersed in wildlife. He's going to be in the outback, but we're going to give him best of both worlds. We're going to give him a bit of the city life, a bit of the outback life. Let him make his own decision up, but hey, there's always crocodiles there for him to catch.
Yeah.
All right. We know you wrangle crocodiles. We don't know how you wrangle fish in a little game called Fish and Dish. We're going to play it right now. Here we go. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Maybe you can even teach your little boy how to play this game. Just get used to. We want you to get used to the toys. So basically, you're going to hook a fish. We ask you a question based on the color of the fish that you reel in. You reel in a purple fish, you have to answer a career question. Red fish means love life. Yellow fish, miscellaneous. Orange fish are for party questions. Green, you ask us a question.
Ready?
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
What do I do? Oh my.
Yeah, you see there? You gotta.
Go.
Yeah.
Come on. There we go.
You
gotta keep it in there.
Little bit.
Come on.
There we go. Nice.
Yellow.
All right, you got the yellow?
Okay, when you're not wrangling crocodiles, what are some of your hobbies?
My hobbies would be fishing.
Oh,
really?
I do enjoy fishing.
Okay, this is perfect. Yeah.
All right, here we go. We've got time for more. Don't worry.
Okay, come on. Come here. Give me.
Oh, the red. Here we go.
Got it.
Okay.
Love life.
Oh.
What's your wife's biggest pet peeve about you?
Pet peeve. Oh, I'm not sure.
Frustrating thing that you do.
Maybe putting snakes in the crib.
Yeah, it'd have to be the pranks that I play on a daily basis.
Your
What
pranks
the
are
other
legit,
pranks that you
right?
do? So snakes in the crib.
Yeah,
Any other pranks, like epic pranks that you've done recently?
There's always sort of times that I'll tell her that I've just had my arm torn off by a crocodile.
Oh, like call her with an emergency.
I'm on the way to the hospital. Can you please meet me there?
I'm sad to hear this.
Oh my
Let's do another one.
That is terrible.
Need a redemption question.
She's
here.
a great.
It's a really cool move. Okay, there we go. Yellow.
All right, yellow, miscellaneous. What's your favorite reptile?
My favourite reptile have to be the crocodile.
Yeah,
Well,
what's your second
Tyrannosaurus
favorite?
Rex, but
T-Rex. Okay.
T-Rex, but he's not around anymore.
Yeah.
He's gone. Bronx Zoo has a great dinosaur exhibit. You should check it out with the animatronic T-Rex. You're gonna love it. All right, here we go.
Oh, we're going again.
While you're in New York.
Going again? Come on, give me a purple. What's a purple one?
There we go. Purple is career. The longest crocodile that you've ever wrangled.
Longest crocodile. I reckon probably 18'3" was the biggest I caught, and biggest I've seen would have to be over probably 20 foot.
Wow.
Whoa.
Time for one more here.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
I'm just
Those are
fascinated by the
scary-
crocodile
Yeah,
stories. All right, orange, party.
Party.
What drink gives you the worst hangover?
What drink? Well, it's usually when you mix a wine, a vodka, a scotch. It's
the mix-up.
Yeah.
It's
the combination.
It's the whole. But yeah, it'd have to be the mix-up.
All right.
Final one, real quick. What's your worst injury that you've ever had?
The what?
The worst
injury?
Yeah, that you've ever sustained from like a croc or something.
It was actually a horseful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, snapped every bone in my foot, my ankle, both tib and fib, and the femur.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
had a good fall.
Well, my worst injury was from a horse too. I broke my nose.
Oh,
and,
did ya?
yeah.
Swap
and
some
ruined my
stories, horse trampling.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
There's a bonding over the horse
Well, working
injuries.
with crocodiles in here, a horse did the most damage. All right, there you go. Okay.
Of all things.
Stay away from
Matt,
horses.
thank you so much for joining us. And you guys make sure to tune into Monster Croc Wrangler when it takes over Nat Geo Wild's Croc Week in early August. All right, we're taking one last look at our People poll. We want to know, which Kate face are you today? Inspired by Kate Middleton watching Wimbledon this weekend.
Oh,
It's like the center.
one.
Just like content, ready for the week.
Matt, what's your face? Which one are you?
Middle one.
Middle one as
Middle
well?
one, yeah.
Just kind of ready to go.
Yep.
I'm this face when you telling about the story of you faking injuries and calling your poor
Yeah,
wife.
you need to not do that
Pure
anymore.
panic.
All right, we'll be asking you a new question of the day tomorrow on People Now, so tune in for that.
And coming up tomorrow, guys, we're joined live by Kathy Griffin. We're talking about her new comedy special and the aftermath of that now infamous Trump photo.
Plus, Bethany Joy Lenz will tell us everything we need to know about the new Suits spinoff. Thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from Sierra Ramirez and Trevor Jackson. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Sierra Ramirez,
And I'm Trevor Jackson.
and this is One Last Thing.
The last dessert I ate, a bouzouki.
Ooh, that's bomb. I probably had a cookie. The last song I had in my head, probably Truth Hurts by Lizzo.
Kelly Clarkson. I can't breathe.
All right. The last movie I saw, I watched Booksmart.
We didn't party because we wanted to focus on school and get into good colleges, and it worked.
Oh, the last movie I saw, actually, I just watched Hunchback of Notre Dame. Hadn't seen it in forever. Pretty good.
Hey, Quasi, what's going on out there? A fight? A flogging?
The Festival of Fools.
All right, all right.
The last vacation I took, I went to Lake Havasu.
I went to Hawaii and got stung by a sea urchin and a jellyfish and almost died. It was not the best vacation, but I went thinking it would be that.